It's been about 6 months since we announced Stormgate, and we want to provide an update on our development. We're actually building our own game engine, and no, that doesn't mean that we're not using Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 5 is powering all of the graphics and sound and input, provides the pathways for all of the art that we put into the game. But the gameplay itself is driven by a piece of technology that we're developing called SnowPlay. SnowPlay is a custom-developed engine for real-time strategy. It is a set of logic that is being built exclusively by our team here at Frost Giant, designed to handle the high unit counts and the low latency networking that are necessary to facilitate a really great real-time strategy game. You're going to hear today from James Anhalt, our Chief Architect, who is leading the development of SnowPlay. And you're also going to hear from our Art Director, Jesse Brophy, who is leading the design for each of the factions or races that are going to be featured in our game.
SnowPlay is the deterministic game engine that we built to provide us with fast, smooth, responsive RTS gameplay. SnowPlay is all about making Stormgate more fun. The fun in the game comes from how responsive the game is and how it just feels to play it. Unreal Engine 5 provides a client-server networking model, but we require a networking model that supports a large number of units. And SnowPlay gives us this deterministic engine where we can just simulate the game based on the player inputs. SnowPlay allows us to simulate Stormgate at 60 Hz for smooth, responsive gameplay feel. It'll be the most responsive RTS game I've ever worked on, and I've worked on a few great ones. Rollback allows us to reduce the lag a player feels playing the game over the internet. Rollback works by allowing us to simulate the game even in the absence of player input. And if we receive input later, we can roll back to that time that the input happened and then simulate forward really quickly to catch back up. SnowPlay allows us to mass spectate games where the viewer can rewind, have instant replays, and then fast forward back to where they were originally. Because SnowPlay is deterministic, we can mass spectate a live game by broadcasting just the player's actions to the viewers and re-simulate the game on their computers. SnowPlay enables designers to iterate quickly by compiling all the game logic into WebAssembly so that they can iterate while never leaving the game. This also unlocks the potential for modders to be able to iterate quickly and reach the same level of polish.
The art team's been focused on a lot of things in the last 5 months. We wanted to get a unified visual vision for both the Resistance and the Infernal host. We're also doing a lot of work on our core technology inside of Unreal, as well as a great deal of environment work for our terrain and our cliff systems. We're calling the human faction the Resistance, and they're humanity's last line of defense against the Infernal invaders. They're a scrappy group. They've preserved knowledge about advanced robotics and scientific know-how, and this gives us a lot of options for mech designs, as well as creative exploration of future technologies. Recently, the concept team took about 6 weeks to focus on the visual development of the Resistance. We didn't have design briefs, and none of these are specifically going to go into game. It's just us exploring visually what the faction's going to look like. This first image is by Leah, one of our concept artists, and it's just her exploring stuff that she kind of wanted to look into visually. She got inspiration from Buzz Lightyear and F-14 Tomcats, and this is the result of that. This next image is one created by Timmy, one of our concept artists as well, and it's his take on what a Resistance flying unit could look like. This final unit is called the Gigamech, created by John Ryder. We don't know if this mech will ever make it into the game, but artistically we wanted to explore what it could look like if there was an end game unit, something that was so massive when it came onto the battlefield that one side was going to have to win over the other. The Infernal host is a violent, warmongering society of alien creatures. They travel through Stormgates, from planet to planet, conquering any life forms that they come across. Anything strong enough to fight back is assimilated into their ranks. Their main purpose is for resources, primarily what we would call life force or anima. Earth has a great deal of anima, which makes it a high-value target to the Infernals. To them, energy equals power. The human faction uses advanced robotics. The Infernals use magic. Just like the Resistance visual development that we did, we also did the same thing for the Infernals. We took 6 weeks to really focus on what the designs are going to be so that we had a unified language for the team. This image is what we're calling the Mist Reaper. We loved it the second Leah drew it. It, again, was all part of our exploration to go, how do we want to design the Infernals? This image is by TJ, again, one of our concept artists, And he really wanted to explore the structures of the Infernals and what the shape language was and what type of materials we could use to explore them. This final image by Tom, one of our concept artists, is what we're calling the worker right now. We wanted to keep the Infernals very dark and gritty, but there's some areas where we want to have some charm and levity, and we thought this would be a great place to do it. Again, we don't know if any of these units will make it into the game. We're just exploring visually as a team.
So that's what we've been working on. I know everybody's eager for some gameplay footage, and we will share some gameplay footage next year before closed testing starts. But in the meantime, I want to wish you a happy holiday on behalf of everyone here on the Frost Giant development team.
Cinnamon! Good boy.